Tēnā koutou te whānau, nau mai ki tēnei kaupapa ko te aromatawai interview tuatahi. It's my pleasure to introduce the first of my comparative artists for my aromatawai, Warrant Officer Ngahiwi Walker. Tēnā koe e hoa.
Kia ora, kia ora.
So really, we'll just be going over a few basic questions, but firstly, ko wai, noa here, and then we'll just get straight into it.
Ka wai, tūtahi rā ka tuku aku mihi mana hau kia koe Caleb, me koutou hoki e noho ana ki o koutou kāinga, ki te whakarongo mai nā ki tēnei kaupapa hira. I raro i runga i te mahau o te whetū moana. Ko wai au, ko te whetū matarau te maunga, ko Aotearoa te aua, ko hine rupe te marae, ko Ngahiwi Walker ahau. Koira.
Kia ora e hoa. So just for all of our whānau, Ngahiwi has been tētahi o ngā rangatira who have been very pivotal, not just in my development in Te Ao Whakairo, but just Te Ao Marama in general. So yeah, it's a real pleasure for me to have him here today. So firstly, e hoa, I guess we just start with the big question. Who or what inspired you to jump into this realm of Whakairo?
He pātai pai tēnā, Caleb. So, coming from the Ngāti Porou area, we have a long line of famous carvers that we can look back into our whakapapa with Caleb. So I guess it's in our blood to follow along with that line of ancestry as well. But it wasn't until the establishment of this marae back in April 2000 came about, and then coming to the marae and visiting the marae every day, and just seeing all of the stories and everything that connects us back to Te Ao Māori, being in this whare was a big motivator at the time.
Yeah. Hey, moving into our next question would probably be some of the challenges that you've faced in this realm of learning Whakairo, past and present, I guess.
I think one of the main challenges was myself, getting out there and deciding to give it a go.
Yeah.
You've got your whānau and that, but if it's the direction is Te Ao Māori, it's all good. But along with that, there was quite a bit of hesitation as well. It's like, because I was not the youngest of people, so I was learning, sort of maybe 25-ish, I think, when I started with Te Wānanga. So, it was just getting over my own hang-ups and actually wanting the desire to be able to continue on with this beautiful mahi.
I think that's probably similar to me as well. Like going into Whakairo, I had this kind of notion that I was going to pick it up straight away. So coming into it, it's been really difficult, and it's pushed me, which is something I really enjoy.
Yeah, and that's a good point for myself as well, because wasn't a natural artist. Being an artist helps a whole lot.
Yeah.
So the forms that I was trying to create were really one-dimensional forms, and that was part of that process of thinking, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
But then if you don't give it a go, you wouldn't never find out. So jump in there, have a go.
Kia ora. I guess this brings us to the present day. So I guess who or what encourages you to keep either learning or keep growing in Te Ao Whakairo?
Yeah, I've got a whare full of moko puna at the moment. So they are always inquisitive, especially while I'm carving at home, and all sorts of i roto I Te Ao Māori, mā pukenga, mā mātauranga I roto I Te Ao Māori. So all those things that I'm doing, they want to learn as well. So that's a really good motivator for me. Having people come through the marae as well and seeing the beautiful whare and the carvings, and they have an interest in it as well. So obviously we need to keep upskilling as we go. So part of that process was for me to be able to learn, to be able to pass that knowledge on, not just to my moko, not just to my whānau, but to our whānau o te iwi mana.
Kia ora e hoa. And I guess that leads us into our final question, which would be, I guess, to anyone who's starting or may have just started their journey in Te Ao Whakairo, but needs a bit of an extra push to either keep going, or they might feel like they're a bit apprehensive about it. What kind of advice, or what would be the one piece of advice you would give them?
I think you just remember that who shoulders that we're standing on at the moment. I mean, now our tupuna around us, always. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter where you are. And part of that process is wanting the desire to learn about everything i roto i te ao Māori. Whakairo is a small part of that journey. As we know, te reo is the most important thing, but through Whakairo, it enables you to be able to learn about your own whakapapa, it enables you to be able to learn about te reo. So there's more ways to learn te reo than going to a class to learn te reo. It's around us always, and those should be the things that motivate us and keep us motivated and committed to whatever we're doing. Within regards to te ao Whakairo, this is where our stories were written. This is where they were told, this is where they were carved. And our history, our whakapapa is very much entrenched in this mahi that we see around us. So just the motivation, although our self-motivation is involved as well. When you get yourself involved in te ao Māori, the motivation is there for you to be able to create a pathway for yourself. For myself with Whakairo, because my skills don't translate to something like this, and I don't have time to be able to do these things, I use more of a sculptural aspect to my carving, which helps me not create too much detail, helps me to be able to keep carving and keep creating, but in a different space, different mediums as well.
So you've kind of adapted it to suit you, to suit your lifestyle and the time that you have available to I guess give to our art. Well, e te whānau, that concludes our interview tuatahi for our aramatua. I just want to say tēnei te mihi atu ki a koe te rangatira mō tō tautoko ki tēnei kaupapa. It's been awesome.
Tēnā koe kēnā.
Kia ora.
Ngami.